DCSPORTSradio.com. It's Mark Jason. Some stuff to get to today, Redskins-wise, and there's a lot of news in the NFC East, really in general. This huge emerging Skins news with Albert Haynesworth, and I think really it's being made into a huge deal out of relatively nothing. Albert Haynesworth getting that shot in the knee, being held out again of practice. And, so I was doing some research, and I was asking some other players and exchanging some text messages about what this is and what it's about. And first off, I would tell you this. Look at Albert's performance in the first couple days of camp. Okay, this guy is not having knee problems. And if he is, he's doing a hell of a job shaking it off. And this stuff he's getting, the thing you have to remember, right? Albert Haynesworth's knee is probably the size of my head. All right, this is a huge man. This is a man that could eat you and your kids, if I can use a Mike Tyson reference from back in the day. He really could eat your family for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So this guy, making a big deal out of this, and I forget even where I read it, but they're really cooking this thing up. I mean, they're really putting this one in the pressure cooker. And wouldn't that be something for all the Snyder haters out there? You sign this guy, $100 million plus deal, and already bum knee. But I don't think the case. This synthetic material, which is really used to kind of lubricate the knee, is pretty common. I mean, people have used it in shoulder joints, knee joints, things like this. It really is pretty common. And I can tell you, I just go back to the performance on the field. I mean, that guy, what he's been doing in practice, and the rumors of, he's going to get his $100+ million and just kind of lay on it. He'll phone it in after he gets his $125 million. Not the case. So to draw up a huge deal out of that, no, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. So from what I'm hearing, players, coaches, and other people kind of close to the situation, this is not a huge deal. Albert Haynesworth, okay, pretty common again. With a knee that size, and you got to kind of reinforce some of the cushioning and some of the lubrication. Really not a big deal right now. Now, if they hold him out 3 or 4 more days, it may burn to pee a little bit. I will give you that. Look, if that makes any sense, it would actually burn when you pee because we can't lose this guy early on, but not a big deal. I'd give it like a 0.5 on a scale of 1 to 10 that I'm concerned with it. Bigger news and bigger rumors, I think, not that I necessarily know it's going to come true or think it'll come true, but Mike Vick and the Redskins, the more I think about it, why not? I mean, really, why not? Mike Vick to the Skins, why not? If nothing else, put some pressure on some guys who have the ability. Put some pressure on guys that that you have the ability. If Malcolm Kelly doesn't truly want to step up, and I'm not saying he doesn't, because I think he's looked okay, I'll bring in a Mike Vick. Mike Vick can play receiver in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. Probably the slot, so we're back at Antoine at number 2, and where does Devin Thomas go? There's some issues there. But why not? Mike Vick returning punts. I actually think he'd be a better wide receiver than a punt returner. To go from quarterback to punt returner, I mean, those hits you take. Yeah, and it was hard to hit Mike Vick as a quarterback. But he wasn't staring at a football like you are as a punter. I mean, he could see people coming. He was so elusive. Sideways shake, he was out of there down the field. Like I've said before, returning punts, the job is to get your ass planted at least 12 inches into the turf. The question is how many yards can you get before you get your ass planted a foot into the turf? But why not? And I am hearing that Mike Vick is talking and saying, I think I'm going to be a Redskin. And I think it's very a la D. Hall. I've made all my money. I had success in Atlanta. I had success in Oakland, but I had a bad reputation. I'm going to come here for less money, and I'm going to fix it. So, and those guys are friends, both from the same part of town in Virginia. Both played in Atlanta. I mean, they've got some ties. So, very a la D'Angelo Hall. Yeah, why not bring him in? I say, why not bring him in? Remember, just because he comes to camp doesn't mean he can't be told to go home. Hell, anybody in the NFL can be told to go home. Team's not going to get back the signing bonus, but they'll sure as hell stop paying you. I don't even think we'd give Mike Vick a signing bonus. I wouldn't give him a signing bonus. You know, you're on a week-to-week contract, Mike. You're on a week-to-week contract. You can't own a dog either. If we see you 100 yards from a dog park, you're fired. You know how pedophiles can't go by schools? We would make it that Mike couldn't go by a dog park. Or a pet store. Something like that. Albert Haynesworth, not a problem, not a big rumor. I think that Mike Vick, more likely that Mike Vick will be signed by the Redskins than Albert Haynesworth is coming down with a bum knee. And that's from what I see in practice. It's just not a guy that looks like he's struggling with that. And with body parts that size, remember, you need extra lubrication. You need extra comfort. You need extra cushioning. You kind of just need that stuff. Like I said, his knee's the size of my head. The size of my head. All right, so we got a lot of emails today at dcsportsradio@gmail.com. Is that right? Yeah. dcsportsradio@gmail.com. A lot of emails today about Albert Haynesworth and the knee. Then we got a few about Michael Vick and a few other ones about why the offense and defense are so far apart. I think maybe if you go and look at every team, if you could follow every team, you would say, you know, this is pretty common. Usually the defense at the start of camps is a little bit, just a little bit, ahead of the offense. I believe the Redskins' offense is a little further behind than average than other teams as compared to their defenses. But I'm not sounding the alarm. Has Jason Campbell looked better? He's looked more confident. Is he in a rhythm? No. No way. There's no way. But he looks more confident. I mean, he's coming out of the huddle quick. He's not looking around as much. But if the season were to start today, no. I don't think Redskins fans, I sure as hell wouldn't be happy with where Jason Campbell is right now. Is that all on him? No. Has his offensive line really broken down at plays during camp? Oh, yeah. But do we have one of the best defensive lines, if not one of the best defenses in the league this year? Yeah. Yeah, we should be anywhere from 3 to 5. Anywhere from 3 to 5. We could be a number 2 team. Giants D-line is tough. I don't like the Giants secondary. And everyone's ranting and raving about the Giants having the best defense this year. I don't see it. Their line is the best line, but I don't see it. All right, more updates on the way. You can search us on Facebook, DC Sports Radio, dcsportsradio@gmail.com. Message us. You can also find us on Twitter, DC Sports Radio. No. I totally effed that up, didn't I? Yeah, twitter.com/DC Sports Radio. Another webcast tonight if we need to. Otherwise, we'll holla at you tomorrow. Later.